Hey, did you hear about what happened at the Queen City Triathlon in Cincinnati last month? It was pretty incredible. No, what happened? I usually keep up with tri events, but must have missed that one. Well, it totally shook up everyone's expectations. Two athletes from Northeast Ohio claimed the podium spots, which is pretty unusual since we don't typically think of that region as a triathlon powerhouse. Wait, Northeast Ohio? That's surprising. Usually you expect winners to come from places like Boulder or San Diego where there's a huge triathlon culture. Exactly. That's what makes this story so fascinating. It's kind of like when the Cleveland Cavaliers won their first NBA championship. Nobody saw it coming from that region. That's really cool. Do you know what makes Northeast Ohio special for producing these talented triathletes? I mean, the weather isn't exactly ideal year-round like in other training hotspots. That's what makes it even more impressive. These athletes have to be incredibly resourceful. They train through harsh winters, unpredictable weather, and without the benefit of year-round outdoor facilities. It really speaks to their dedication. Sounds like they might actually have an advantage in some ways. If you can train through those conditions, race day probably feels easy in comparison. That's a great point. It's like that old saying about how diamonds are formed under pressure. These Northeast Ohio athletes have had to develop a unique mental toughness and adaptability that you might not get training in perfect conditions all the time. Really makes you think about how sometimes the challenging path can lead to unexpected excellence, doesn't it? Absolutely. I think this Queen City Triathlon result might make people start looking at Northeast Ohio differently in the triathlon world. Sometimes the best talent comes from the most unexpected places.